Hello, this video is from my ethnic studies course. I am asked to define race ideology, ethnic ideology, and culture ideology. As far as race, I define my racial ideology as Hispanic because that's what I've been viewed as all my life. I believe basically pertaining to my physical traits. I identified myself as Hispanic because that's all I've ever known. Family, friends, wasn't really around any other, which we define as races, such as African Americans or Asians or whites when I was younger. The area I live in and pertain to is primarily Hispanic. So that was primarily the culture I was around. The language spoken was Spanish. Although I never spoke it, that's how I was identified because that's how I'm viewed in this society. So even when I'm around others and I tell them I don't speak Spanish, they just wonder as to why. They're curious as to how I can or why I don't. For me, my ethnic culture is what I was raised around. The food that I was fed, the religion that I was around, which was Catholic. And if you know Hispanics, they are mainly from a Catholic religious background. I used to visit my grandpa in Tecate all the time when I was younger. And that was as far as I went into Mexico. And that was as Mexican as it ever got for me. There were dirt floors. There was no plumbing except for the sink in the kitchen. The restroom was an outhouse with a Home Depot bucket, basically with a piece of plywood. And you would go and then you'd dump your business out in the dirt and cover it up with a shovel. My grandfather used to teach me about the roosters, and he would feed them in the morning. I went with them to a couple of times to some cockfights in Mexico, and when his lost, he'd snap their neck, and that's what we'd have for dinner. He was always a very macho person. He didn't speak very much English at all, so we didn't talk much, but I loved being around him. Culture for me in the Hispanic community is defined as very macho. Never able to really talk about who you are or be vulnerable about anything. It's always just being strong, and that word macho always trying to show off to people who's strong or whatever. For me, it bothered me a lot when I was younger. Now that I'm older, I really don't care, other than being able to protect my family. How it's been my choices in life is I do tell my children to define them as Hispanic. One, not only because it's been a social construct, but that's just what I've always been comfortable as, and how people have always seen me, and I will continue to define myself. I've made the choice to go back to church, but no longer a Catholic. Now as a Christian, though I don't really see the difference. To me, God is God, and you follow church, then you follow church. I don't see much of a difference, honestly. But for me, race should not be defined as your skin tone or your physical appearance in any way. I think people should focus more on somebody's ethnic background. Thank you.